Alright, so the Super Eagles of Nigeria are now less than 24 hours away from their 9th game of World Cup qualification. They will take on the Crocodiles of Lesotho in a match away from home. Of course, our chances of qualification right now are hanging by a thread, but we still have to keep on pushing. We still have to fight all the way to the end. Even though things look really impossible right now, we still have to at least show some pride and see things through. Now, this is the match preview video, so we will be match previewing in this video. Also, we'll be talking about the updated criteria for best runners-up when it comes to the qualifiers. It's been going around online. We'll talk about that also in this video. But first, please make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much. So yeah, the Super Eagles of Nigeria will be taking on the Crocodiles of Lesotho tomorrow, the 10th of October, 5 p.m. Nigerian time will be the start of the game, and it will be hosted at the Peter Mokaba Stadium in Polokwane, South Africa. So the last time these two teams met, it was early in the qualifying series, and the Super Eagles got a shock draw in that matchup. That was played in Uyo. They went up early. We equalized, but we just could not get that second goal, and that was how the game ended. I believe that was the first match of qualification, the one we played against Lesotho. So this is a team that got the better of us the last time we faced. They're only 2 points behind us on the table. They'll be coming in trying to replicate what they did the last time. So this is a matchup that the Super Eagles have to sit up for, and they have to come out there and handle business. Nothing will be given to them. This is a team that will feel like, hey, we can do it again. We're playing away from their home this time. If we could play like that at their home, I'm pretty sure we could do this in our home, or not our home because they're playing in South Africa, but close to home. So this is something that the Super Eagles have to take serious. Of course, you're coming off an international break that was filled with mixed reviews. You won the first game at home against Rwanda, then you go away from home and only could pick up a draw, which was in a very important match against South Africa. So they're coming in not with the highest of confidence, but they have to get it all together to pick up a result in this one right here. Now, when it comes to the start lineup, I think my first big question will be who's going to be in that right back position. Of course, Ola Aina went down in the last international break, the final match against South Africa. Bright Osai Samuel, who was supposed to replace Ola Aina, also got injured, but he was replaced by Zaidu Sanusi, who's a left back. So I don't know how we're going to handle that situation. We should have 3 left backs in camp. They were talking about Agu being injured, but I've not seen anything about him being replaced, so I'm expecting that he will be in camp. So you have Felix Agu, you have Bruno Yemaichi, and you have Zaidu Sanusi, 3 really good left backs, but I don't see anybody on the right back position. So that would be a question. Is you going to play Benjamin Frederick at that right back? Or another option will be Alassane Yusuf. He played the right back position during the AFCON. Not a long time, but he did play in the right back position one of those games, if I'm not mistaken. So that would probably be another option. But for me, that's a big question going into the match. I think with the other positions, we're pretty good there. At least we have options there. But the right back position, I think that's a glaring one. Then also the midfield with the limited options. You wonder how the coach is going to go about it. Are you going to play 2 in the midfield and keep somebody on the bench in case something goes wrong? Or will you play 3 in the midfield and have limited options when it comes to substitutions? That's just a question right there. Of course, in attack, we have numerous options. When it comes to that, it's just about getting the right combination going. But hopefully the coach gets things right, and the Super Eagles come out with a victory at the end of the day. I think they're going to come out with a victory. I'll say something like 3 goals or 4 goals will be scored by the Super Eagles at least, God willing. But moving on, and we get to this criteria talk. This is kind of old, but just got brought up by a lot of people online. It's talking about the criteria for qualification when it comes to the best second place teams. Of course, 4 of the best second place teams will qualify for a playoffs, which will decide another extra team that will qualify for the World Cup. So during the first early part of qualifications, everybody's trying to get first place, right? But now that people's backs are against the wall, things are coming out. So this was something that was put out earlier this year, sent to the federations earlier this year. We're just going to get into a little part of it, but my explanation about this is that a team dropped out of qualifiers, which is Eritrea. They dropped out, and once they did, CAF had to come up with something for qualification, because now you have a lopsided group, so they had to come up with something. And what they're saying is, before I read it out, what they're saying is the games against the bottom team in the group will not count when it comes to the second place teams. The first place team, everything is straight, everything is normal. But when they're deciding the best second place teams, your matchups against the bottom team in the group goes away. So like the Super Eagles, why a lot of people are bringing it up, the Super Eagles against the bottom team in this group currently, which is Zimbabwe, we picked up 2 draws. So that would be 2 points going away. So if when it comes to the second place group, we're on 9 points. But let me get into this before I explain the whole thing and decide not to read it. So it says, this part right here, in consideration of the withdrawal and or the other circumstances that may reduce the number of teams in any group to fewer than 5, the following criteria will be applied to determine the best 4 runners-up. To determine the best 4 runners-up of all 9 groups, all the results of the bottom-ranked team of each group or the withdrawn team will not be taken into consideration when comparing the best runners-up. The criteria to determine the best runners-up after excluding the results against the bottom-ranked team or withdrawn team are the same mentioned in the regulation of the FIFA World Cup 2026 for the preliminary competition in Article so-and-so. So in case a group has more than 1 team withdrawn, which I don't think any team has, the equivalent number of bottom-ranked teams in each group will be excluded in the comparison of best runners-up with the same above-mentioned criteria. But so we're only looking at the first 3, right? The first 2, because it's only 1 team that withdrew. That's Eritrea. They withdrew in 2023. So yeah, that's what's going to happen. Your result against the top team in the group, the bottom team in the group, basically will not count. It will be taken out. So a team like the Super Eagles, like I said, with that Zimbabwe result, then you look at the other groups. For example, Burkina Faso, you look at the bottom team in their group, Djibouti. I'm pretty sure Burkina Faso picked up 6 points from them. So take that 6 points away, they'll be on 12 points going into that final day. And let me look at another group. Okay, Seychelles with their 0 wins altogether. So you know the second place team, which is Gabon in their group, picked up 6 points from them. So you take that 6 points out, they're on 13 right now as a second place team. So that's how it's going to run. Don't know how much it's going to help the Super Eagles in qualification for the World Cup, but it gives them a better chance. It gives them a fighting chance. So let's see how things go. You just got to get your results and let what happens happen. You got to handle your side of the business. I think we've not handled our side of the business for the whole qualifiers. That's why we're in this predicament that we're in. It's no more about calculators. Now it's about extra sheets to calculate a whole bunch of stuff to know what's going on in different groups. We're in a real serious situation right here. But there is life, so there is hope. And let's see how it goes. Super Eagles of Nigeria taking on the Crocodiles of Lesotho tomorrow, 5 p.m. Nigerian time. Let me know your thoughts on the game. I feel like the Super Eagles get the job done in this one. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section. And please don't forget to like this video. Thank y'all for watching. Peace.